And the dumbest people in a movie award of 2017 goes to these two dumb bitches, because my god, are they fucking stupid. 47 Meters Down. So 47 Meters Down is the latest shark-type thriller that stars Mandy Moore and Lisa Holt. In the movie, they both play sisters who are away in Mexico on holiday because Mandy Moore's character is going through some trouble with her boyfriend that she's apparently boring and doesn't live enough, whereas her sister Lisa Holt lives her life every day like it's her last. And so when she convinces Mandy Moore to go out and have some drinks, they meet two guys who then say, why don't you go diving with some sharks in this cage? They know a guy, really cheap, really easy. Bear in mind they've just met the guys like a few hours ago, but they say yes and they meet up with them the next morning, get on a boat, sail to the boat that has the shark cage on there. It's all rotten to shit, it is rusty, it just does not look like it'll work. First stupid decision right there, they agree to do it still. And surprise surprise, when they're in the cage the equipment breaks and they're sent 47 meters down to the bottom of the ocean. Now they're trapped at the bottom of the ocean in this cage, darkness surrounding them, they literally cannot see within like 5 feet in front of them, sharks all around them, and they are quickly losing oxygen, so must think of a way to get back up to the top in order to survive. And that's the movie, and there are some good elements to this movie. It's not all bad. I'll get into the bad things about this movie in a bit, but first off, always the good. The first thing being the tension in this movie I thought was really, really well racked up. Whenever they left the cage and you couldn't see anything around them, yet you knew the sharks were still around there, it does build up that tension really well. I feel like the score in the more tense moments of the film does help build that tension and intensity of the scene. But when they're outside this cage and you know the sharks are around, you do feel tense. You don't know what's going to happen, and sure enough, there are jump scares in this movie, and that's one of the negatives as well, that the sharks just seem to like doing jump scares on people. Almost like they're waiting for that specific part of the score where there's a big loud noise so they can do Bruce from Finding Nemo. And yet, although you can see the jump scares coming from a mile away, they do well in adding up that tension before the jump scare actually happens. And admittedly, the jump scare is actually the shark, so you are supposed to be scared of it. So I can say that they did that pretty effectively in the film. However, other than that, this movie suffers from an overall plot and story. Like, you really feel like they are dragging everything out in this film. The movie is just under an hour and a half, and as soon as they get down to the bottom of this cage, you feel like the writers really struggle to think of ideas of what they can do while they're down there. They have to try and think of new ways to try and get them to leave the cage for different reasons, other than swimming halfway at the top to get some radio signal from the boat that dropped them in. And this movie would have been a lot better if I was emotionally invested into the two sisters that we were watching and we were following throughout this entire film, but I simply wasn't. I didn't care about them. Sure, Mandy Moore and Claire Holt give good performances and they're able to bounce off of each other fairly well. I mean, they weren't terrible in the film, it wasn't too over the top or anything like that, but they can do better. I feel like these actors can do better than this film. I don't know if that's down to the writing or the directing, but I just didn't care about their characters. Their characters didn't really have much development other than the fact that one of the sisters was going through a breakup. So there wasn't that emotional investment needed in their characters for me to care enough about them to actually escape. Another thing that I hated as well was the ending, which I will not spoil for you guys because as much as I want to, I can't. Because if any of you guys actually want to see this film, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I'll say that there's sort of like, they do something towards the end of this film that then they go against. And although I could kind of see something like this coming, the way it kept dragging on, I thought, alright, so this is actually going to be the ending of the movie. And it turns out it's not. And yeah, it's hard to explain, but they kind of had two endings of the film. In fact, after I've given my rating for this movie, I may go into more detail about it, so if you want to stick around for that, please do. If not, then after I've given my rating, leave the video. But yeah, the ending, it was stupid. I didn't like what they did there. Overall, guys, it's not a terrible movie, and I feel like I could watch it again if it was on TV, like me and my friends could have a good time watching it, because there is some good tension in the film, and the score does work in those tense moments of the film. But other than that, I didn't give a shit about the main characters. The sharks are genuinely just there to jump scare you. The writers couldn't think of anything new or interesting to do once they were at the bottom of the ocean. You could really see them struggling. And because I didn't care whether the characters lived or died, I wasn't emotionally invested in the overall film. So for all of that, I have to give 47 Meters Down 2 stars. Okay then, so the ending of 47 Meters Down. So spoiler territory here. If you do not want to hear spoilers about this film, if you want to go and see it yourself and then come back to this part, then do so, because I'm about to spoil the end of this movie. So you have been warned. Here we go, spoiler territory now. When the boat drops some more oxygen tanks down because they're quickly running out of oxygen, one of the sisters leaves the cage to go and get the oxygen tanks. However, on her way back, she is grabbed by this shark and is presumed dead, leaving the other sister trapped in the cage on her own. At this point her leg is trapped under the cage, so she can't really escape, and she's running out of there. But her sister, when she was taken by the shark, dropped the oxygen tank pretty close by, so she tries, reaches and pulls it towards her, managing to change her oxygen in time. But they were warned that if they do that, they could start hallucinating. And when they mentioned that earlier in the film, I genuinely thought we're going to have a sequence like that, and this is when it started for me. When she started hearing her sister's voice, I immediately thought, right, that she's dreaming about this. Her sister is definitely dead. There's no way that she survived that. I mean, you could tell from the angle the shark got her, there is no fucking way she survived. But sure enough, the hallucination is enough to make her escape the cage, swim out there and find her sister, who's only bitten on the leg. It's all a dream sequence from there. And then they decide to float to the top to try and escape, because it's the only option they have left, because her sister, who isn't actually dead but probably is really, is quickly running out of there because the shark punctured her tank as well. But while floating up, they have to use flares to keep the sharks away, because for some reason sharks are scared of flares. I don't know. But they have to stop halfway to make sure this thing in their brain doesn't cause them to actually die, which I can't remember the name of right now, but I'm pretty sure that's actually true, so props to the movie for that. And there was a cool shot at this moment when the flare ran out and they had to light the other one. As soon as they lit it, there were about 4 sharks just about to grab them. And although a cool shot, I immediately just thought, nah, bullshit, you're dead, you're dead, just accept your fate. But no, somehow sharks are scared of flares and they escape and they go to the top. And once they got to the top, this is when I started to think, okay, so maybe it's not a dream sequence, maybe they're actually going to escape, maybe they did survive and all that. They managed to get onto a boat, and sure enough, we think both of them have survived and they're going home, until she looks at her hand and the blood from her hand is still looking like it's underwater, and sure enough, it was hallucination. She's back down in the cage, blood coming out of her hand, and the Coast Guard are coming in to get her. And the actual ending they go for is the other sister escapes while the other one has died. She escapes with the Coast Guard and survives. And my problem with that is, when you have an ending that's like that, or you go for a dream ending and then have that ending, they clash with each other, because the dream sequence went on for so long. I didn't feel like it was actually a dream sequence towards the end. I thought, this is how it's going to end, this is the end of the film. It's almost like they showed 2 different screenings to test audiences, and they complained about both endings that they saw. So they kind of like mismatched them together to just satisfy both parties, and in that it just made a very, very messy ending. Another thing as well, when she woke up from the dream sequence and she was saved herself, which just completely went against what happened beforehand in this dream sequence, I feel like it would have been better if she had been left looking at her hand laughing as the camera panned away and we had that question of, did she survive? Is she still down there, or did the Coast Guard get to her? I would have really wanted that. I would have liked that more than the ending we actually got. But yeah, that's my issue with the end of the movie. I hope if you guys watch this that you're not bothered that I spoiled the ending for you guys. But yeah, 47 meters down. Have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks as always for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.